Yeah, hi. Welcome to Civils Online, your affordable personal coach. This is Civil Services Prelims course, and we are going through the geography lessons. In the earlier class, that is the first class, Introduction to Geography, we have gone through these slides and two chapters of geography. I just want to, revise the syllabus again before this session. So the sequence will be like this. So I'll be revising the whatever we discussed already quickly before the each new class so that we will be very clear about the concepts. This is what you have to do. You have to read again and again, and you have to understand again so that you will get the clarity on the concept. Okay, a quick recap on the first class of geography. So we came to know about geography's definition. It's a combination of two words, geo and graphos. So we came to know that geography is a description of the earth as the abode of human beings. And then we came to know about different branches of geography. These are the main branches of geography. Those are physical geography, human geography, and economic geography. And from UPSC exam point of view, we realized how important geography subject is. We realized that it's very important for prelims, it's very important for mains as well, and it is important in general. And also we looked at different questions based on geography given in prelims 2015 actual paper of UPSC, and we realized what type of questions are there, like questions based on concepts, based on questions based on map pointing, and questions based on current affairs, etc. And then we looked at NCERT syllabus for geography. Unlike other subjects for geography, you have to go through the textbooks of class 6 to class 12. All the textbooks you have to go through. Then we came to know what kind of chapters are being taught in this geography and NCERT textbooks. And we started with class 6 textbook. The textbook name is The Earth or Habitat. These are the very much fundamentals, as it says, the earth or habitat. So we want to describe earth in geography as a dwelling place of human beings. So we started with earth or habitat. So in the first session, we have gone through chapter 1 and chapter 2. Those are earth in the solar system and globe longitudes and latitudes. Yeah. So earth in the solar system. So we have gone through this NCERT PDF document. We realized what are celestial bodies, what are stars, what are planets, what is solar system, and how to find directions using constellations, that is formation of stars, what is Saptarshimandal, what is pole star, what are planets, and what is solar system, the planets around the sun in the solar system, what is sun planet and how to memorize the planet's order, the shape of the earth as geoid, the moon as a one and only satellite, natural satellite of earth, then human made artificial satellites, and about asteroids and meteoroids, and about galaxy and our own galaxy of Milky Way. In the second chapter, globe latitudes and longitudes, it's like finding the address of a particular place on the earth's surface. So we looked at what a globe looked like, and then we came to know different lines, imaginary lines on earth's surface, like equator, that is a parallel line drawn, and these parallel lines are called parallels of latitude, and we have realized that there are n number of parallel latitudes, and we realized that latitudes gives temperature differences of a particular place on the surface of the earth, and important latitudes are Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, and we realized that beyond this zone sun rays will be falling slantly throughout the year, and there is Arctic Circle at 66.5 degrees north, and also Antarctic Circle in the south. So beyond this point, it is a completely frigid zone. Through this torchlight experiment, we realized why sun rays are falling slantly or straight, and how much sunlight is being received at a particular place through this experiment. Then we came to know about longitudes. And then there is prime meridian, which is taken as 0 degrees, which is passing through Greenwich. Then we have based on longitudes and latitudes, we are able to find the location of a particular place. So then we have time zones based on the meridians, that is longitudes of different countries. And also for India, we realized, what is standard time. So the longitude passing through 82.5 degrees east is taken as a standard time for India. So coming back to our presentation, so this is about the review of the last session. Now today we are going through the chapter 3 and 4 of 6th class NCERT textbook for geography. Chapter 3 is motions of the earth. Chapter 4 is about maps. So we got to know what is the earth position in the solar system, and then we realized how to find the location of a particular place on earth's surface. Now we want to know about the motions of the earth. It says motions, that means that there are more than one type of motions for earth, and we will get to know what kind of motions these are, and what are their significance, what happens because of these motions, and why they are important. Then we will look at chapter 4, maps, map pointing. What are maps, why they are required, what is its importance in geography subject, how we use them, what are the different standards in maps. Yes, motions of earth. So as we discussed, earth has different types of motions. Earth has two different types of motions. One is rotation, another one is revolution. Rotation is earth revolving around its own axis. We know that earth has an axis, and earth is rotating around its own axis. And earth also, apart from this rotation around its own axis, earth also revolves around the sun in an orbit, in a fixed path, in an elliptical path. This is called a revolution. So earth takes 24 hours for its rotation, and it takes 365 days for a complete revolution around the sun. So, so there is the axis of Earth, but this is not straight. It is actually somewhat tilted. So to know how much angle it is making and how much it is tilted, we have to know about orbital plane. Orbital plane is a plane that Earth is making from the center of the Earth. So we take this orbital plane as a standard, and we compare the Earth's axis according to this plane. So to this plane, the Earth's axis is making an angle of 66 degrees and a half. Yeah, there are two figures here. In the figure 3.1, we can see so here we can see uh, there is a plane of Earth's orbit, and here is the axis. So this axis is making, as I told you, it is making 66 and of degrees. So it is not, it should be ideally making 90 degrees, but it is not. There is an imaginary vertical line. This is 90 degrees line. With that, this axis is making 23 and of degrees. So it is tilted somewhat 23 and of degrees. And in the second diagram, figure 3.2, so we know that now the axis is not straight, it is somewhat tilted. So now we consider the sun's light that is falling on Earth's surface. So there is a circle of illumination. There is a circle of illumination, that is the half of the part which gets illuminated by the sun's light. Because it's obvious, right? Whole surface of the Earth won't get illuminated by sunlight at any point of time, because Earth's shape is spherical. So only half of the sphere will be illuminated from a light source, from a single light source. So this is called circle of illumination, but circle of illumination won't coincide with axis because of its inclination, as we already know. So this is a circle of illumination and this is the axis. So where the sunlight is falling is day, and the other half of the earth where the sunlight is not falling, it's night. Going forward, yeah, yeah. So what happens if earth won't rotate? What is the importance of this particular motion? That is the first motion of earth, that is called rotation around its axis. What happens if earth stops rotating? Because one part of the earth will always be facing sun, and it receives continuous sunlight. Another half, which is away from sun, won't receive any sunlight at all, and it will be in darkness. So the one side will be completely very hot, another side will be freezing cold. So in such kind of extreme conditions, the life on earth won't survive. So the rotation of the earth is important, so that we have days and nights. So in the daytime we can work, in the night we can take rest. And this is about the rotation of earth. And now we came to the second motion of earth, which is called revolution around the axis around sun. It takes 365 days and 6 hours for the earth to rotate around the sun. But generally we take only 365 days and leave these 6 hours for 4 years. If you count for 4 years, the 6 hours becomes one full day, 24 hours, and it will be added every fourth year. We know that this is called leap year, and leap year comes in every 4 years, and it will have 366 days, one more extra day in the February month. So in the leap year, February month will have 29 days. So now we are looking at this figure 3.3, revolution of the earth and seasons. So we know that earth is revolving around the sun in an elliptical orbit. And what happens because of this? Because of rotation, day and night are happening. But with the revolution, what is happening? So we have to remember that earth's inclination, axis inclination, is one of the affecting factors. So this is always there for the seasons as well as for the day and night. Yes. So four positions of earth around the sun is given. These are the important positions. Two are about solstices and two are about equinox. Yes. So solstices happens when either day is longest or night is longest. So longest day happens in summer solstice, and longest night happens in winter solstice. So that means that in the solstice time, either the earth receives more sunlight or it receives less sunlight. A particular portion of earth, either it could be northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. So in summer solstice, that is on June 21st, the earth receives more sunlight for more hours. So particularly, so ideally, one half of the Earth should be receiving more energy, like southern hemisphere and northern hemisphere, both should be receiving equal amount of the sunlight, and it should be somewhere in both hemispheres. But because of the inclination of Earth's axis, only northern hemisphere receives more sunlight, and southern hemisphere receives less sunlight. So it is summer in northern hemisphere, quite oppositely it's winter in southern hemisphere. In the same way, in the winter solstice, that is in December month, because of the inclination again, you can see southern hemisphere is receiving more sunlight than northern hemisphere. So it is summer in southern hemisphere and it's winter in northern hemisphere. So it's completely opposite northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Generally, like in December season in northern hemisphere, it's winter. So we generally see that Christmas is celebrated in full snow. But in southern hemisphere, that is particular in Australia, the Christmas is celebrated in mid of their summer. Their summer happens in December and January. Okay, this is about these two solstices. Then we have other two positions. Those are equinoxes. So what is equinox? So the name indicates equal. So the day and night durations are equal in these two positions. So one equinox happens on 21st March, and other equinox happens on 23rd September. So it is spring in northern hemisphere on 21st March, and in the same way it's an opposite, it's autumn in southern hemisphere. In the same way, on 23rd September it is autumn in northern hemisphere and spring in southern hemisphere. This is because of the revolution of earth around the sun. Yes, let's look at the next items. So we already came to know about leap year and elliptical orbit. Earth's orbit around the sun is elliptical. And here how to draw an ellipse is given. It's not required for us. And we discussed about summer solstice and winter solstice and equinoxes as well. Yeah. So we realize Earth has two motions. One is rotation and one is revolution. Rotation is around its own axis, around itself, and it takes 24 hours. And because of this happens days and nights, and Earth's axis is tilted 2300 degrees. Uh, then there is a second motion called revolution around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Because of the revolution of Earth, seasons will happen in northern and southern hemisphere. So go through these questions and try to answer. These are important for prelims exam. And if you are not able to answer any questions, just refer back to the PDF, NCERT PDF. Or if you have particular questions about the concepts, you can come back to me. Write in the comment section below this video so that I can respond back. You can contact me as well. Thank you. Now we are moving on to the next chapter, that is fourth chapter. It's maps, map pointing. So on globe, we know we are able to find the address of a particular place by using longitudes and latitudes. But we want to look in more detail. Globe, it's a miniature of Earth, but we are not able to focus in detail about smaller areas on Earth, like particularly like a town or a village of a particular place. We can't concentrate such kind of things on globe because of its smaller nature, its miniature nature. So maps will come to our help for such kind of purposes. So a map is a representation or a drawing of the Earth's surface. Earth's surface, and it is flat. It is flat. It's not like a globe. It's not spherical or anything. It is a flat, like drawn on a paper or something. And according to the scale, because we should know it is not the actual surface, because surface might be very large than the map, but map represents particular bigger place, so it should have a scale. In what proportion this map is representing the actual place, such kind of proportional scale should be there. So there are different types of maps because we need maps for different purposes. So there are three types of maps. So there are uh, three types of maps that are highlighted here. One is physical maps. Suppose in the map you want to look at physical features. In geography, what we do, right? In the physical geography, so we want to look at the physical features like relief, like mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, etc. So this is called physical map. Then we have political maps. This comes into the human geography. Here we want to know the political divisions of a particular place or particular country or continent. So here the political boundaries are shown in this map using different colors and lines. So cities, towns, villages, and different countries will be shown in these political maps. Then we have thematic maps. Thematic maps, there's a theme. There is a theme which we want to look at. What kind of themes? Like particularly like you want to see the rainfall of a particular place, or food crops that are produced in a particular place, such kind of things. So what kind of industries are located, what kind of forests are located, what are the soil types. So such kind of thematic maps, colorful maps we used to read. So these are called thematic maps. So based on the purpose, we can draw different kinds of maps. And then there are important components in a map. There are three important components. These are distance, direction, and symbol. Distance, direction, and symbol. DDS. These are the three very important components of any map. So now we are looking at distance. So first, we should know on a map, first we want to know the distance between different features, different political units. So distance is important. As I already told you, we need to decide upon a scale. Map is a miniature representation of a larger geographical place. So in proportion, it has to represent the real place. Suppose a place is 10 kilometers wide, it has to be represented on a 10 centimeters paper. So based on that, we have to represent the scale, and we will denote that scale, the conversion of the scale on the map, so that the viewer who is looking at the map will get to know, okay, this 1 centimeter represents 1 kilometer and the actual geographic location. Such kind of scale we should give. And also in the scales also, whether you have to use a small scale or the bigger scale, large scale, you have to decide upon. So like you want to show very small place like a village, particular village features, or you want to explain a country, based on that you will use small scale maps or large scale maps. Then you have the second feature, direction. We want to know to which direction we are looking at. So on the map there is a general notation denoting which direction the map is looking at. So on the map, the north direction is given. So we realize that based on the north direction, we will be able to find other directions very easily. If we know north on any map, if you observe, there is a north symbol with an arrow mark, north will be indicated. And based on the north, we will be able to find other directions of east, west, and south. Yeah, here is an example given. See, in this map, there is a direction. Direction is being denoted, one of the components of a map. Then there has to be a scale. We will see whether there is a scale or not on this map. Yes, the scale is also given. Scale is given here. So 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters. This is a large scale map. Yeah. So the directions north, south, east, west are called cardinal points. These are called cardinal points. And other intermediate directions are also there: northeast, southwest, northwest, southeast, like that. So with the help of these intermediate directions and cardinal points, we will be able to find the direction of any particular place in compared to the other places. So yeah, and how the direction, how one will know where the north direction is, and how can we point it on a map? So using a compass is a magnetic device we all know, which always points to north direction. So using a compass, you will find the north direction. We will denote it on the map accordingly. Yeah. The third important feature of a map are symbols. So apart from particular place, scale and all, we want to know what are the things that are located, what are the features that are located so on the map. So for that, representing the real objects on the imaginary map, we need some standard symbols so that we can easily identify such kind of things. Even if you instead of keeping some symbols, if you write something, there can be a language problem also. If you are from a different language, you are not able to read such kind of maps. So if there are simple but international symbols, those are used on the map, so everyone will be able to identify those symbols and what objects it is representing. So these are called conventional symbols. These are agreed throughout the world. There are some conventional symbols are given which are used in the maps. Yes. It says railway line. Railway line is denoted like this. And there is broad gauge and meter gauge. Now narrow gauge is not there anymore. So broad gauge and meter gauge is given. This is a broad gauge. This is a meter gauge. Then there is a railway station. RS represents railway station. Then roads. In roads also there are two types, metalled and unmetalled. So metal road is represented like this with two lines. Unmetalled roads are with dotted lines. Then boundaries. Yeah, in the political maps we see these things, right? So there are boundaries, different boundaries, international, state and district boundaries. So international boundaries are with the thick line of lines and dots. Then somewhat lighter line, then you have a dotted line. Then you have physical features like a river, well, tank, canal and bridge. A river is a flowing river. It's a well, it's a tank, it's a canal, and there is a bridge. Then you have these human constructed things like temple, church, mosque and chhatri. These figures, these are represented. Then post office, post and telegraph office and police station, PO, PTO and PS. Then you have settlements, human settlements. In human geography, we'll read about these human settlements and all. So these are represented by squares and rectangles. These are the houses. And there is graveyards are represented like this. And then you have trees and grass. Trees and grass are represented like this. So generally there is a conventional, like trees and grasses will be represented in green color. Water will be represented in blue color. So by looking at these symbols, we will get to know what these objects are. Apart from these, we have other conventional notations like blue is, as I told you, blue is always used for water, brown is for mountains, yellow is for plateau, green is used for plains regions. Here is a complete example he has given of a village Sundarpur village and its surrounding areas. Based on that, he is asking some questions. You can try these. I mean, you'll get through with map pointing. We know all these things in our childhood. We learned about map pointing, but it's no harm looking at it again, because we might have been missing something or we might have forgot some concept. So go through these. Apart from maps, we have a sketch. Sketch is a rough map. If you want to tell someone, where the direction of a particular place, if someone asks you address, you can write a sketch on the hand or on the paper. This is called sketch. A plan is very small, like a plan of a house. This is also like a map, right? But if we call it as a plan because it's a drawing of a small area like a building or a park. Yeah, this is about map pointing. Go through these questions and try to answer these questions. These will be important for prelims exam. And if you have any questions about the concepts, just please get back to me, or you can leave your comments at this video's comment section so that I will reply back. Thank you. So this is it. So we have gone through chapters 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in the next class I will go through the next lessons of this geography. And if you have any queries, you can come back to me at any time, and you can leave your comments at the comment section of this video. subscribe to Civils Online channel so that you will get the next lessons that are coming. Thank you. This is Civils Online and happy learning.